has begun. The two-time reigning MVP LeBron James and his new mates, Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, getting down to the business of basketball and answering questions yesterday from some 250 strong at Media Day. Even their exhibition opener is slated to be called by Marv Albert. What does that tell you? The Heat moving from Miami to the Florida Panhandle at Hurlburt Field, 15 miles away in part of the greater area surrounding Eglin Air Force Base. That's where the Heat flew into about 10 p.m. last night. Hundreds there at the hangar to greet them, and more on Hurlburt Field, where the Heat will hold their first practice this morning and training camp throughout the week. It's named for First Lieutenant Donald Wilson Hurlburt, who died in a crash at Eglin in October 1943. The host unit at Hurlburt is the 1st Special Operations Unit and is the home to the Headquarters Air Force Special Operations Unit. Hurlburt covered nearly 6,700 acres and employs nearly 8,000 military personnel. Again, hundreds of them and their families there last night to greet the Big Three. And traveling with the Heat and their Big Three is our very own Big Three. Josh Elliott, John Barry, and Jalen Rose. Average height 6'6". Takes big men to cover a big story like this one. They're at Hurlburt Field with the latest. Hey, Josh.
Hey, man. How are you? Yeah, I'm with Jalen and John here at Hurlburt Field, as you just said, home to the U.S. Air Force's Special Operations. And today, guys, host for the first basketball to be played by the Big Three of the Miami Heat. What do you know? We're actually going to get to the matter at hand now. And guys, obviously you've been through this many, many times. The two-a-days will begin today here at that gym just behind us. And John, a lot of people saying after all the signings in the offseason that Eric Spoelstra could just literally roll the balls out. What do you expect him to actually do there at the top of the hour?
That's exactly what I would do. I mean, literally, I would put 3 minutes on the clock, get my 5 guys that I thought about all summer long are going to be my starters. I think maybe LeBron and Bosh and Wade will probably be 3 of those 5. Get another 5 and just play 3 minutes, tie game, 4th quarter, and just see what happens. You can see who will defer to one another. You could learn so much. Just sit back, observe, don't say anything, get done, the horn goes off, and now you start your practice. But I would love to see that and just see what happens in a 3-minute game, a tie game, and see what happens with what those guys would do.
Well, part of having this group sequestered up at this Air Force base is you want to get a chance to iron out the kinks, figure out set plays, figure who's going to be the other 2 starters, and allow this team to gel. Get away from any distractions. Allow them to gain chemistry, whether it's going to lunch, whether it's spending time away from the basketball floor. Allow these guys to gain trust in one another. But personally, I would have liked them to see this team closer to the Miami area. And this is why. They're rock stars.
Because you want to be near South.
That too. That too, by the way. But these guys are rock stars. And what's going to happen is you take them from this base and now you put them back into Miami right before training camps, right before preseason starts. And then this the other 12 guys that are trying to figure out where I'm going to live, what's going to happen with my schedule. Going to throw them into the fire right now so when the regular season starts, you can hit the ground running.
Yeah, you make that good point that there are a lot of players on this team who are going to have to deal with distractions unlike any they've ever known. As for the biggest of threes and all the distractions they've already faced since their momentous decisions, Rachel Nichols sat down and discussed it with them yesterday.
A few weeks ago, LeBron, you were named the 6th most hated sports figure in America. What did you think when you heard that?
That doesn't matter. Throughout life, you're going to have people that enjoy the way you do things and not enjoy the way you do things, but you got to continue on the same path that you would have been on no matter what. So I'm looking forward to this challenge.
You did write on your Twitter page, don't think for a minute that I'm not taking mental notes at everyone who took shots at me this summer. Explain.
Ain't nothing to explain. You read it. It's self-explanatory.
What are those mental notes going to translate into?
To a lot of wins. Absolutely.
Of course, this is no ordinary team, so a lot of wins. Is it going to be 73, a new NBA record? Jalen, again, this is a team, and these are 3 players who have already faced a boatload of criticism before a ball has been rolled out. What did you make of the last few months?
Professional sports has turned into what can the sport do for me as opposed to the other way around. LeBron James is an MVP, a superstar. He humbled himself. He didn't worry about people saying he was going to be a sidekick or play second fiddle to Dwayne Wade. He understands he's going to make his money. He's won 2 MVPs. Now it's about being a champion. I don't understand why so many people are upset at the fact that he took the step in order to do what he could to put himself in a position to win. I have many regrets in my life. The biggest regret is that I played for a championship on every level. The problem is, I won it in high school, lost twice in college, lost one in the NBA. It's all about getting the championship. Now he signed up with Wade, now he signed up with Bosh. He will win 3 in the next 5 years, and he will quite a lot of haters.
Yeah, I don't understand the backlash. I mean, it's about winning championships, and that might be right or wrong, but that is how a player is viewed. You have to win, and this was a move to go win championships. He sacrificed money. He's sacrificing stats. He knows he's not going to be the man every single night, and yet people still get on him. He was in a no-win situation. If he left Cleveland, he was going to be maligned regardless of where he went. If he went to New York, he was chasing money. If he went anywhere else, he was going to get maligned. So whatever. He made a move to go win rings. They're motivated. He's mad. We saw him yesterday. He was focused. He's written down everybody that has said some bad stuff about him. He's going to be ready. And I'll tell you what, the more I see the pieces surrounding these 3 guys, the more I like this Miami Heat team.
Now, how the decision played out was a debacle.
But I loved it. I was on the show. It was a great show.
I was laughing.
It was a great show.
But what the decision was momentous, because now he changed the game up the ante for other NBA teams. You can't go to camp the next 5 years without a team that you say has a legitimate chance to beat this one.
Well, neither of you actually like this team to actually win the title this year. I'm going to guess perhaps at least one of you likes the 2-time defending champion Los Angeles Lakers to do that instead, who, if nothing else, have plenty of motivation and practicing right behind us. We'll be talking about the Lakers next hour. We'll be here all week long. Hurlburt Field, the place, the Florida Panhandle with Miami Heat. Hannah, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Josh. And we see right through Jalen's motivation.